All right, one more operation on functions. So we already saw given functions f as well as g, you can create a new function called f plus g, you can create a new function called f minus g, and so on. But now this one more, so those, we have already seen four operations on functions. We're going to see one more operation on functions. Given two functions f and g, the composite function or the composite function, f, this little circle, that needs to be drawn to not confuse it with the multiplication we saw earlier. So f, like a slightly bigger circle, f circle g, or f compose g, is, well, f compose g of x equals f of g of x. So here there's no multiplication. It's one function's output is being fed in as the input to another function. So use the order that things are written to guide you. So scan from left to right. So notice here, if we just scan from left to right, it's f, and then we encounter a g, and then we encounter an x, and same deal here. It's f, and then g, and then x. That's how you can remember what's going on here. You don't want to accidentally flip the f and the g here. So if f of x equals x squared plus 3, and g of x equals 8 minus root x, find f compose g of x, and let's also find g compose f of x. So for f compose g of x, that's the one that matches exactly the formula in the box. We're going to just replace this with equals f of g of x. Then g of x, I'm focused on the inside because actually g of x right there unaltered we have right here. G of x is 8 minus root x. Some people want to focus on the f first. I get that the f is written on the left, but we don't see an f of x here. There's no literally f of x, there's this g in the way. So let's take the g of x that's here, it's even highlighted in yellow, and replace that. We were told, after all, g of x is 8 minus root x. So we replace g of x with 8 minus root x, but we still need to write the f parenthesis and then the final right parenthesis. So f of 8 minus root x, and that will be 8 minus root x quantity squared plus 3. And then we'll just leave it at that and not simplify further. Now, in case you're confused about the last step, let's just comment that earlier, today, we had starred the following fact that that f of 8 minus root x would be 8 minus root x quantity squared plus 3. Go look for that. I asked you to star this earlier. Now let's look at the other question. We were asked g compose f of x. Now, I know that's not written up here, but this idea of scanning from left to right, you see the same letters in the same order. So g compose f of x is g of f of x. And so now it makes sense to focus on the inside, where there's this f of x. Replace that with x squared plus 3. Okay, because f of x is x squared plus 3. We were told that. Then apply g to the input x squared plus 3. So we will write g of x equals 8 minus root x, but we will replace every x we see with an x squared plus 3 instead, and we'll have 8 minus root x squared plus 3. In general, you're noticing, because of this final answer versus that final answer, f of g of x is not the same as g of f of x. So you got to be careful with order here. For composition, it's really always easiest to focus on the inner function first, and that's because, like here we did what's highlighted in yellow. G of x, it's literally g of x. It's not g of 2x, it's not g of f of x, or whatever. It's just g of x, so the g of x gets replaced with 8 minus root x. Okay, let's try this one as an example. So f compose g of x and g compose f of x. We need to find those. If f of x equals 5 plus x over 1 plus x, and g of x equals x cubed plus x. So for f compose g of x, this is f of g of x. Replace the g of x on the inside with x cubed plus x. Sorry, that should be a cubed here, not a squared. Little typo. And then same typo, these should be cubes. I'll fix that in the slides. But applying f, so we need to write 5 plus x over 1 plus x, replacing every x with an x cubed plus x, so a 5 plus x cubed plus x over 1 plus x cubed plus x. For g compose f of x, that'll be g of f of x. So the f of x in the middle is easy to replace with just 5 plus x over 1 plus x. And now the hard part, g of 5 plus x over 1 plus x, every x that we encounter is going to need to get replaced with the fraction. So we'll have the fraction cubed plus the fraction itself again.